Good evening. Exactly 2 hours ago, in a live statement, President Gorbachev gave a statement. 2 hours passed since he resigned his duties as a president of the Soviet Union. Here's the tape. Dear co-citizens, countrymen, due to the situation, with the formation of the Commonwealth of Independent Governments, I must end my duty as President of USSR. In making this decision due to principles, I always spoke for freedom, independence of the people, to the sovereignty of the republics. And I also spoke for the unity of our country and the wholeness of the Union. Events flowed in a different way. The line for splitting of the country took over, with which I cannot agree. After the meeting in the Malta, the agreements reached there, my position on this account has not changed. Besides that, I'm convinced that such a decision should have been done on the basis of a nationwide referendum. Nevertheless, I will do all I can possibly do to make sure the agreement that was signed there would make our exit from the crisis easier and smoother. Speaking to you for the last time as a president of the USSR, I must evaluate my opinion of the path passed since 1985. There have been a lot of contradictory and subjective opinions expressed on this path. Fate was such that when I was in the wrong of the country, it was obvious that the country, a lot of things were wrong with the country. We have a lot of things, a lot of land, a lot of gas, a lot of fuel, other natural resources. We have talent and brains, of course, but we live worse and worse as most developed countries. And we lag behind them in everything. The reason was obvious. Society was suffocating in the grip of bureaucracy of the system. The system that was supposed to serve the ideology was at the edge. All attempts of partial reforms, and there were quite a few of them, failed one after another. The country was losing its perspective. We could not go on any longer like this. We needed to change the whole route. That is why I never regretted that I did not use my position as a general secretary just to be a ruler, to be a czar for a few years. I thought that was irresponsible and immoral. I understood that to begin the reforms of such huge proportions is very dangerous and risky. And today, I'm convinced in the historical right of democratic reforms which were began in the spring of 1985. The process of renewal of the country in the world society was much more difficult than could have been imagined. But what was done must be judged by its merits. Society got freedom. It became freer politically, and that is the most important victory that we haven't quite understood yet and fully realized it. It is because we have not yet learned how to use our new freedom. Nevertheless, the work was done with historical insignificance. We totally liquidated the totalitarian system, which limited the country from being a happy and prosperous country long time ago. We have made progress in democratic reforms, freedom of elections, freedom of the press, religious freedoms have all changed and become freer. The rights, human rights, have been recognized as the highest principle. They have become a movement to a multifaceted economic system. We have recognized privatization. We have reformed, and farmers are coming back. Millions of acres of land have been given to the citizens of the country. The economic freedoms have also begun to prosper. Free market and privatization. Turning to the market economy, we must remember that it's all done for the sake of mankind. In this hard time, everything must be done to protect the people, especially as concerns the elderly and the children. We live in a new world where Cold War is over. The arms race has stopped, and the insane militarization of the country, which ruined our economy, it has been halted as well. The danger of world war has decreased as well. I must stress that I've done everything I could to make sure that there's a firm control over nuclear weapons. We have opened up to the world. We decided not to interfere with other people's business. And the West has responded to us, and they respect us and have solidarity with us. We wanted to rebuild the modern civilization on democratic principles. The people have real freedoms to choose their way and see in their own self-determination. Democratic reforms of this multinational government, that has led to the new agreement between the republics. All these changes took a lot of stress, a lot of work. There was a lot of growing resistance from the old school, from the old forces, from the old party structures. And of course, we were also used to the old system. And we had prejudices. We were intolerant, the low level of political culture, and afraid of change. That's why we lost so much time. The old system collapsed before the new one was in place. And the crisis became even more pronounced. I know that people are not happy with today's situation. There's a lot of sharp criticism of the leaders. And I personally, in my own activity, I want to stress one more time that fundamental reforms in such a huge country with such a history are bound to cause pain. The consequences of the August push was also very dangerous, and the country, the government, has fallen apart. Now we have the people of a great country are facing new changes. The consequences of falling apart of this country can be difficult for everybody. We must keep the democratic reforms of the past few years. They have been won by our tragic history and our bitter experience. I hope that under no circumstances the hope and the betterment of the individual will continue.
Обо всем этом я говорю честно.
All of this talk about very honestly and directly.
Моральный долг.
This is my moral obligation,
Сегодня
my
хочу
moral duty.
выразить признательность
Today I want to thank
всем
everyone,
гражданам, которые
all the
поддержали
citizens
политику обновления
who supported the
страны,
politics of change,
включились в
who
осуществление
included themselves
демократических
into
реформ.
fulfilling democratic reforms.
Я благодарен государственным, политическим и
I thank the
общественным
government
деятелям,
and political leaders,
миллионам людей за рубежом,
the millions of people
тем, кто
overseas,
понял наши замыслы,
all the ones who understood
поддержал
our
их,
designs,
пошел
supported
нам
them,
навстречу
and met
на
us,
искреннее сотрудничество с
and
нами.
honest cooperation with us.
Я покидаю свой пост
I leave my
с
post
тревогой,
with
но и с
concerns,
надеждой,
but also with hope.
с верой в вас, в вашу мудрость и силу
I leave
духа.
you with my belief
Вы
in your
наследники
wisdom.
великой цивилизации.
You
И
are the
сейчас
inheritors of a
от
great
всех и каждого
civilization.
зависит, чтобы она
And it
возродилась
depends
в
on
новой,
every single one of you,
современной и
so it gets
достойной
reborn again
жизни.
and has
Хочу
happy
от
and
всей
honorable life for us
души
all.
поблагодарить тех,
I want to thank from the
кто
bottom
эти
of my
годы
soul
вместе со мной
everyone
стоял за правое и доброе
who stood with
дело.
me for this great
Наверняка
and honorable
каких-то ошибок
duty.
можно было бы избежать,
Of course, we could have avoided some
многое
mistakes.
сделать лучше,
We could have made new stuff better.
но я уверен, что
But I'm
раньше
sure,
или позже
as sooner or
наши
later,
общие усилия
our
дадут
common
плоды.
efforts will
Наши
give
народы
fruit.
будут жить в
Our
процветающем
people will
и
live in a
демократическом
growing,
обществе.
prospering, democratic
Желаю
society.
всем вам
I
самого
wish you all
доброго.
the best.